When she's talked to all the older children, the career secretary will take her notes back to headquarters for further consideration. Now, who's this? Why, it's Susan, who left the branch last year. She's come back to pay a visit to the family she was brought up in. Susan is trained to become a nurse and is one of the many who have been successfully helped to start on the career of their choice. The career secretary, in the course of her visits, hears of many and varied hopes. Pat wants to be a secretary. Mary a typist. Barbara wants to become a children's nurse. Mei Ling wants to be a hospital nurse. Julie wants to be a teleprinter operator. Derek is training to become a leather polisher. George is determined to be a chef. Tom would like to be a builder's carpenter. And Barry wants to work in a travel agency. Back at headquarters, the career secretary discusses the placing of all these children. The senior child care officer and her colleagues are responsible for this side of the work and maintain close contact with the Youth Employment Service and with employers all over the country. In the case of colored children, finding employment is a little more difficult, but every child care officer has many contacts and can usually arrange an interview with likely employers in the trade selected. Many of the larger firms cooperate with the National Children's Home. They're always ready to interview school leavers recommended by the child care officers. Barry is keen and has a good school record, and so he gets his wish and begins his career in the office of a travel agent. To this LCC nursery comes another school leaver. The child care officer has brought Barbara to look around. She wants to become a children's nurse, and with her upbringing in the National Children's Home, she should have plenty of experience on which to draw. Meanwhile, the welfare officer at Alverstoke has contacted a shop owner who's looking for an assistant. He finds him ready to give Michael a start. Now he has to find Michael suitable lodgings. He's heard of an address not too far from the shop. Mrs. James seems a motherly soul. Michael could really become one of the family here. And so it's time for Michael to leave Alverstoke. This has been his family for a long time now. These are, as far as Michael is concerned, his brothers and sisters. And he knows he'll always be welcome to come back and see them whenever he wishes. How important it is to help these children over this rather frightening, challenging moment. But Michael will soon settle down. He's been found his first job. His feet are on the first rungs of the ladder. Already Michael is at home in his lodgings, and the welfare officer visits him regularly to make sure he's getting on all right. The National Children's Home, in its role of parent, regards finding good lodgings for children leaving its care as very important indeed. Telephone calls, advertisements in suitable publications, but usually there is no better way than personal calls on likely people who are prepared to offer good accommodation. The child care officer looks for something more than just a room, for the children are facing the double step of leaving school and leaving the home too. Meals with the family, a personal interest. These things can generally be found with patience. Long after they've left, many will go back to visit the branch they were brought up in, whenever they can. Founders' Day, held each Whit Monday, is a special occasion when old boys and girls return. A cricket match between old boys and the present boys is a Founders' Day tradition at Harpenden Branch, and several others. Soon, surrounding each of the house mothers is a small army of old boys and girls who used to be in her care. Molly has brought her husband and 2 children back to her old home. Paula has a new baby to show off. This is the day when you try to catch up on all the news of the people who were here in the branch with you, news of the sister who brought you up. The family of which all these people are a part has been growing for a long time now.